Did the first experience with a franchise not put you off and make you think, actually, I prefer going back to being my own boss and creating something?
No, I like the idea of being my own boss, but having a support team, that part of the franchise model really did appeal to me.
Yeah,
And I thought if I could find one that was, and purely by luck, I think, I can't even remember how I found It's Easy, whether I'd gone to an exhibit. I don't think I'd gone, I think I'd seen an ad somewhere and I went to meet them and I just thought at my time of my career, this is perfect. It's
yeah.
kind of going back to doing what I used to do.
I'm curious now to have to understand what did the advert say? Because you being in advertising
Oh, I can't
yourself.
remember. It's 10 years ago, 11 years ago. It,
It must have
it
been
was,
good, right? They must have got something right and touched on something that made you think, actually, yeah, this is a good one.
well, I think obviously it talked about websites. Um, it must have had a good appeal because, I drove down to Torquay and met the team, and it's the best decision I've made, one of the best decisions I've made in my career. I've
Yeah.
absolutely loved the last 10 years.
So what is it about it you've loved? If if we're looking and can isolate just one thing, what's been the most enjoyable element of it for you?
Isolate one thing.
Yeah,
Um, that's put me on the spot, hasn't it?
it has. Yeah.
I don't think there is one thing. I think it's a mix of everything. I think the people who run It's Easy are brilliant. The technology is brilliant. The product is brilliant. The designers are brilliant. And for some reason, a 19-year-old beautician will buy a website from a 73-year-old. I'm still amazed.
Yeah. So why is that? Why do you think that's amazing? Because to me, it's uh, somebody who's starting out on their own business and is looking for an expert, and
Yeah.
you tend to at that age look to the older generation to understand how to do things, right? So
Yeah, but it's perceived as a very young person, the whole world of technology, isn't it? And
yeah,
I don't know. I just,
but I think the principles are the same, right? We talked
oh,
there
absolutely they are.
about
Absolutely.
Morrison's marketing budget. It's the same. You instead of going out and celebrity marketing, it's influencer marketing. Instead of researching the billboard locations, which probably
Yeah.
still is a thing for a lot of brands, it's researching what social media platforms make most
Yeah.
sense, right? So it's the processes are all still the same. It
Yeah. Yeah.
nothing's changed that much. It's just the tools that you're using, and
Well, it's true. And customers don't want to know about the technology. They just want to know they're getting a great website that's going to help their business grow.
yeah. So
And that,
help me to understand then what makes an It's Easy website better than a competitor's website? And I can't think of any off the top of my head, but let's say Squarespace or Wix or something like this. What in your mind is the difference?
the quality of the design,
Okay.
the fact that I'm local and people get to see me and get that support. The technology, the ease of which the websites can be edited. I think there's nothing comes close to that.
So for you, is this an easy thing to sell then? In terms of getting it out there and saying, come and use us. Let us help you build a website. Is it an easy thing for you to do because the product's so great, or is there still some challenges along the way?
Of course, there's challenges, and you've got the ever increasing number of cheaper websites, free websites coming on the market that are turning the whole world of websites almost into a commodity.
Yeah,
Um, so, it's persuading people that, you get what you pay for.
yeah,
I believe with It's Easy, you get more than you pay for.
yeah. What the above and beyond bits elements? Is it is it that personal touch? I mean, I'm asking. I kind of know. I know it's
I know you know.
it's that bit, right? But
Yeah.
um, yeah. Okay, I'll share my thoughts and feelings then because I haven't shared this with you, and it might be interesting to somebody who's listened to this. So, I've always so when I started my business, I always thought I can do a lot of this myself, especially the kind of digital, the
Mm.
marketing side of things. I'm kind of fairly tech savvy, and I've messed around with WordPress in the past and stuff like that for the company I was working for. So
Yeah.
I'd heard and seen of Wix and Squarespace, and I picked the one that worked or looked best for me. Wix, set that up, and pretty happy with it until the day
Mm.
came that I wanted to tweak or change something that I couldn't find in their parameters of the template that they provided me with. I was
Mm.
willing to pay to get that edited or put, this new piece of tech in
Yeah.
place. It was a search facility for a list of brands that I wanted on my site.
Yeah.
But who could I talk to? Absolutely no one, because they just send you to customer services that then has an answer machine that
Mm.
says send us a message to this thing, and you go around the houses and there's nobody local or there's nobody that I can actually pick up the phone to and have a chat with who could understand and come back to me and have a bit of a conversation with. So I just through being in the franchising industry got to know Alex from the head office team, and he said,
Mm.
"Well, look, try using us. Like maybe we'll be able to help
Yeah.
you out with it." Lo and behold, I did, and now I can talk to people and explain what I want without being told, "Well, that's not in our templates."
Yeah.
They can make it bespoke, and if there's an issue, which I don't think I've really had any of, beyond
Mm.
the building the site element of it, where there's bits of back and forth. But yeah, I've literally not had any challenges. But I know that someone's there if I need it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I pay more. I'll be honest, that
I
is exactly why I pay more to better speak to someone.
I think
Perhaps
we should. I think we should edit that because that's a really nice testimonial for us to use.
you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of go back to the kind of franchise element of this,
Yeah. Sure.
and obviously when you've gone for a previous franchise before and you're looking at this new franchise now with their fantastic advertisement, what what are you looking for when you're going to speak to them? Because in my mind it's always a two-way process when you're investing in a franchise or looking to invest in a franchise. You got to interview them. Are these people I'm happy to hang around with for 5 years, whatever the term of the contract is? So what were you looking for from the franchisor?
Obviously, in the the first meeting, you're looking for information about the product, the service, but it's all about the people at the end of the day. Do I trust these people? Am I getting good vibes? Are they people that I could work with, particularly having learnt some lessons from my previous one? It was really important. And I think, 10 years on, the support that they give, they're absolutely 100% committed to see us as franchisees succeed. And they will help us in any way possible to make sure we do, which wasn't the case with my previous experience.
Yeah. So did you have like a killer question in your back pocket when you're sitting down in front of them?
Oh, I didn't know. I was waiting for them to say, yes, you're the one for us.
Good stuff. Good.
Yeah, I
So,
spent some good time there, then went down for the induction. It was interesting because there were three or four of us at the induction, and one of the guys said, "Can you give us any advice what we should wear as website consultants?" And the guy taking it was an existing franchisee, and he said, "Well, in my opinion, I think you want to look a little bit sort of trendy and maybe a leather bag and
yeah,
you know." And I'm sitting there going, "No way, mate. I wear a suit and I always have all my life." And I'm probably one of the few website consultants that still wears a suit, but
yeah.
it's my uniform. And
I'm a strong believer in you should wear what you're comfortable in,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you'll attract the people that work best with you if you do. You know, if you try
yeah.
and make yourself out to be something that you're not, people are going to
Mm,
notice there's disingenuous. You're being disingenuous,
yeah,
and people don't want to buy from someone like that. So if that's you and that's in your heart, then you're going to
yeah.
attract the people that are right for you as a supplier,
Mm,
and you'll have a good relationship. That's kind of my thinking behind it. So, but yeah, it's
mm.
you're right. Nowadays, everyone would think you've got to have a your hoodie on with the logo and, like you say,
Oh no, yeah.
a trendy
There's a
bag and
chance, yeah. Maybe I'll maybe I'll give it a go. Someone said the other week at one of the networking meetings, someone said, "Do you mean don't go daddy, go granddaddy?" Thought, well, no, I don't think I'll adopt
no.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
funny. I like that. But
yeah.
cool. So the training then, or the induction that you mentioned there, what sort of things are they teaching you? And obviously, don't give away all the big secrets, but is it how to build a website yourself? Um,
No.
it, what can they teach you? An account director who's managed, big companies like Morrison's and
Well,
Yorkshire Tea
obviously,
now.
there's the admin system is, you know, you need a really good understanding of the processes involved. Obviously, there's been some sales training courses over the years. I've probably not attended as many as I should. Maybe I feel I'm a bit long in the tooth. That I don't know, but um, yeah, there's your business off the ground, and there's the support there to help you carry it along.
Fantastic. So,
It's a long time ago.
so um, you mentioned about the people and there being ongoing support. What does that actually look like? Because I know as I say, I operate and work within the franchising industry, and you see it all the time. Monthly catch-up support and things like this. But sometimes I think, is it really the case with brands that every single month you have that catch-up call? Is it completely consistent? Is that enough as well? So what does the ongoing support actually look like for you in your day-to-day?
Well, there's obviously the day-to-day requests that come in from customers. Some of them can be pretty, a little bit technical. So, forwarding that on to the support team, it gets sorted the same day,
That's good.
90% of the time, depending what time of day it comes in. And, that's my mantra with any changes that clients send through, because even though it's easy for them to edit themselves, quite a few of them don't or don't want to. And they'll send through, can you just add this menu? And I want that doing the same day or at least within 48 hours for customers.
Yeah.
But the support team, yeah, they're very responsive, reactive. In terms of contact with us, Alex, who you probably know, has regular catch-ups with all of us. And then we have an annual conference, which is coming up next month,
Nice.
where a few gongs are presented.
Good
And
stuff. A few drinks.
it's good. It's a good chance to meet everybody. And one of the things for anyone considering it, which has worked really well for me, is I've budded up with another franchisee up here in Yorkshire, and we meet quite regularly
Yeah.
and chew the fat. And he's a really good guy. He's been in the business as long as I have. I think that's really useful as well.
Yeah. I guess referring back to what I was saying with the spa retreat in a new industry, it's difficult to find
Mm.
those peers that understand the ins and outs of the challenges that you're going through. Whereas when you're in a franchise
Yeah,
network, you've got that, and great if they're next door
yeah,
in the next territory over as well, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So what no, I'm gonna go back a little bit further again because I think it then relays onto the question I've got in my head. So when you first start out then, so you've done the training and you get started, how long is it before you actually start to see business coming through? Because certain businesses, it can take is a long lead time, right? It can take 6 months before you get your first client in and things like that.
Um,
But it'd be interesting to understand for you how long it took to get the first client on board.
I went to my first ever networking meeting in the town where I was living at the time, Malton. And there were about 12, 14 people around the table, and we all did the six. It was the first time I'd ever done it. So we all did the 60-second bit. As soon as I finished, this lady put her hand up. She says, I need a new website. And I thought, wow, this is easy.
As
But it wasn't and isn't. You just have to keep persevering and finding people like that.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but yeah, the growth comes. It doesn't take that long. You obviously you have to put the miles in
yeah, yeah, of
and
course.
don't sit back and think it's all going to come because you've got to go find it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I've
that's
done
fair
a
enough.
lot of networking.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
is that your main lead
Yeah,
generator? Is the networking side?
it is. But I would say the main lead generator now is referrals because I've got you know, a good number of live websites, having been involved for 10 years.
Yeah,
So I do get a lot of referrals.
yeah, that's good. And
Yeah.
I guess that helps because there's in terms of the websites going live, it's not kind of a one and done situation, is it? There's the ongoing
Um,
hosting that enables you to keep those relationships going, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. So, what's your future plans? What is it you're hoping for with your business? And yeah, what are you kind of excited about?
I've just renewed for another 5 years.
Congratulations.
Um, you know, my father was 80 when he retired, so you never know. I just love working. I'll never retire. I love meeting new people. I just want to carry on growing the business the way I have the past 10 years.
Fantastic. So,
Yeah.
what is the thing that you enjoy most then about your role today? So we talked about your previous roles, and it was seeing other businesses grow. What do you enjoy about today's Rob?
When a customer signs up.
And why is that? Because I've got a feeling it's not just
I
for the
know
money,
I'm being
right?
a bit frivolous. I'm being a bit frivolous, I know, but it's true, I go see a customer and he says, yes, I'll go ahead. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. So I've got three more questions to ask you, Rob. Although I could keep going and ask you questions all day, to be honest with you. I think there's a really interesting career you've had and interesting
Yeah.
story, and so good to see you doing well.
Okay.
The final question that I've got for you is let's say you're sitting in front of somebody who's looking to invest in a franchise, whether it's easy or any other franchise. What would be your one piece of advice that you'd offer to them? What would be if you're only allowed to give one piece of advice? What would that be?
Do your research on the people that are running it and talk to as many of the franchisees that are within that organization as you can.
Yeah,
Speak to them.
research the people.
Yeah,
Yeah, makes a lot of
both the
good.
franchisor and a few franchisees.
Yeah, they're going to be your business partners to some degree, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Even if they're staff, that doesn't have to be the person who founded it. You're going to be working
No.
with them every day. So
Yeah,
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 important to make sure they're decent people. Nice.
yeah.
Perfect. Well, Rob, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a real pleasure to get to know you and to learn more about your career, your background, what you're doing today. And yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome. You'll have to read my book.
You've got a book. Go on.
Not yet, but
Give.
I will have.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, give it a plug. Make sure you
Yeah.
send it over to me. Make sure you send it over to me.
It's Easy franchisees come from a wide variety of backgrounds. You don't have to be a web designer or digital marketing expert. If you enjoy meeting people, building relationships, and have a desire to start and grow a successful business, then get in touch now.